What's up, guys? How's it going? I'm bringing you NAIC VOD review. Round 12. We got Ian Buck versus Boston Moreland. Hold on. So this matchup, it's a stall WishiWalls deck versus Zoro Rangaroo, or ZoroPod with a Rangaroo. So this matchup should be an auto win for Ian if he knows what knows how to handle it. It's basically so he immediately just goes a Rangaroo off the bridge. Hopefully he's got Zarua's in hand. Treat your Rangaroo pass. Okay, so I'm just gonna assume by that play he made. I can't even. I think it's yeah. It looks like. I'm gonna just assume by that play. Actually, Ian doesn't know how to play this matchup, so I'm gonna break down how you want to open the matchup. Still want to bridge it for Zarua's. Still want to set up Zorks. Want to attack, and then once you run out of resources, you resource manage them back into your deck. I don't know what. So just based on that, I don't think Ian knows how to play this matchup. We'll see if he figures out how to play it on as the match goes on. He has a lot of time to figure it out too, because of Oranguru, he just can't lose actually. So on that Bridget from Ian, we should have seen Oranguru is actually fine to take there, but you probably don't really want to take Wimpod in this matchup until I don't think it's useful to KO anything. I guess it could be good to KO Circuitry, but even then, I think double grass on a Zorak is probably just better. Just take your time, put 2 grass on it, because like the Galissapod's retreat cost can be really, especially you play stadium removal, so this isn't even that bad. If he runs double float, yeah, but if you run double float, it's fine. But still, I think he should have bridgeted for triple zero, double zero Wimpod. I guess you don't need the Oranguru yet. You check if it's in there. You could go double zero Wimpod is the best way to go, I think. And then you just chill and you start attacking, keep attacking, and you keep attacking. Don't play N. So this is actually one of the ways like Wishiwashi loses the game is they just run out of cards in their hand. So don't play N. Don't ever play N. Chill. Let them do their thing. See right here, like if you play N, he gets a refreshed hand. His hand is actually just trash right now. He's got a Lucamine for the N. Like just don't play N ever. Matchup. And just chill. Yeah. So we got the Parallel City. Lowers it instead of playing Parallel City. I don't like that. Well, we don't know if Boston plays Fighting Fury Belts or not, but sometimes this deck does. So I think I would have liked to have seen him lower and play the Parallel City. It also limits Boston's bench to 3, which could be relevant. Boston would prefer to put most of his. Looks like he's going like the solo Hoopa strat right now. Wanting to go solo Hoopa. So once again, Ian is still not playing this correctly. There's a Zorua in hand. He's not benching it. And he's passing. So he's playing to just not lose. I mean, so it's not a terrible way for. So if Ian doesn't know how to play this matchup, this is like smart to actually the way he's playing it, because he's like, okay, I actually don't think I can win this matchup. He doesn't know he can win this matchup and just auto wins this matchup because Rangaroo is there. And now he's like, okay, how do I just not lose this matchup? Okay, set up a Rangaroo and I just put stuff back in my deck. Can't lose. So Ian's right now playing not to lose when this is an auto win for him, but he doesn't know that. So yeah, he's just playing not to lose. Just chilling. Yeah, if Ian had I don't like that play from Boston. Let's see what other options he had. I don't know if he had any other options. So if he didn't, that's fine. But if he had other options, he definitely should have gone with something else. All right, now we see. Okay, now he's putting stuff down. So I don't understand this now. I don't understand the thought process here. Yeah, once again, the first bridge it should have been like Zorua. Could have even gone quad Zorua if you had 4 Zorak in deck. So then you just trade whenever you need anything. Triple Zorak setup is probably fine. So it should have been like 0-0 Wimpod, I think. I think he still set up a Wimpod. Maybe not. Maybe you grab just a Rangaroo. Yeah, he's going to get back. Fine, all on the bottom. Doesn't really matter the order. I mean, he doesn't really care about the order. He just grabs all 3. He didn't trade. Should have traded. Once again, we still want to attack. Once again, I feel like Ian doesn't know quite how this matchup is supposed to work for it to be an auto win for him. So he's just playing not to lose. And we have to just see if he switches it up and starts being like, okay. He even checked his watch there, I think. He's like, okay, how much longer do I have to do this for? He's like, I can't lose this game, but how much longer do I have to do this for? I'm sure Boston knows how this game goes when he sees the Rangaroo. He knows he either loses. He hopes his opponent doesn't know they can't win. Chill forever. Got a Grunt. Got a Skyla. Just go front, I guess. Sure. It doesn't, once again, it doesn't really do anything. Ian side. Once again, you never want to end your opponent in this matchup as whenever you play, like just for you guys in general, whenever you play against a WishiWalls deck, don't end them. Their hand will usually start to run out of resources. Then from there, yeah, their hand will just start to run out of resources. That's just lightning energy. Play 2 circuitry. I thought I saw one earlier. Maybe not though. Got the whole squad in there and energy removal. Not great prizes from Boston, but I don't know the counts in his deck. So watch yourself for sure. Actually, is you could also make a Rangaroo your sole attacker in this matchup as Ian. That's also fine. But you want to hit harder faster. Like he should have been hitting with Zoroark early on against the Wishiwashi, force it into the Rangaroo sooner, or the Hoopa sooner. You could even go into Latios and like start pushing the damage on the bench one, but going into a Rangaroo is probably correct at that point. Ultra Bond. Oh, he plays Kukui too, so Kukui's actually really good too for actually just damage with a Rangaroo. Or even Latios. We'll see. Yeah. So yeah, once again, like Ian is literally just playing not to lose. He's not even trading. Chilling. Use an Ultra Ball and then put the cards that he Ultra Balled back in his deck. So he still hasn't quite caught on to the fact that he actually wins this matchup. There might be some kind of infinite loop later on actually that Boston can set up. Did like Lusamine for Lusamine Acerola. Ian hits a Hoopa. Boston plays. No, but at some point Boston will have to play an N, so then he'll lose. Yeah, so at some point Boston will have to refresh his deck. So actually, no, there's no infinite loop for Boston. There might not be enough time, depending on how it plays out. But once again, Ian can be way more aggressive than he is. I'm just gonna keep stressing that. The stadium. I like the grunt, I think. The stadium doesn't really do anything. The other thing definitely does nothing. The stadium's actually kind of cute, I guess. But Ian's not running out of anything anytime soon. So I don't know. Like I think Boston does this looking like a tie, and it's all for Ian to kind of realize that he just wins. Pass again. What was I saying earlier? Oh yeah, just don't end your if you're playing against someone playing WishiWalls, because they like run out of stuff in their hand and then you end. And you also have to be aggressive, that you force them to not do stuff like Lusamine. We might just see Boston doing. Yep, he's not getting pressured. Once again, Ian should be trading here. Find a DC attack with the Rangaroo. Ideally, attacking with Zoroark. Like it's not. Once again, like you just win this game if you pressure your opponent. Get Mallow. So now maybe he's thinking about it. Nope, we're just gonna put a grass on top. Probably not even. He might not even trade into it. He might just leave it on top. I mean, I guess that could get handiwork trade right now. 2-1 trade, and then he's gonna put the Mallow and like 2 energy back in his deck. All right. Trade. Still has not caught on to the fact that he wins his attacks. Hope he gets there because I would really like to see him in this game and pass. So, yeah, he's pretty locked into playing for a tie here. So I guess just as they're doing this, just kind of over the first couple turns that Ian should have done. It should have been Bridget for double Zorua. I'm still unsure about Oranguru or Wimpod. I'd have to think about that one a little bit harder. Which one I correct? Guzman here from Ian. Maybe he'll start attacking the Hoopa. Actually, he got a DC. I don't see a reason not. Attach DC and attack. DC in there, right? Yeah. Might be 2. Oh, there's 1. Yeah, his first turn should have just been, double Zorua. I'm still unsure personally. Probably a Rangaroo is fine. Oh, then he hits it with the N. Okay, so now he's gonna go and attack and find the N. But this took forever. He should have been doing this turns ago. He should have been trading into this. Resource managing as he goes, and then hit him with this like turns ago. Once again, he checks his watch. He's like, okay, how much longer do I have to resource management for? Yeah, so we'll see him draw. And we'll finally see him attack. I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Okay, here we go. There's the attack, finally. It took him way too long though. Like that's a lot of time gone. Acerola from Boston sends up the Wishy. And then once again, if the Wishy had been pressured earlier, like Boston wouldn't be able to have as big of a hand as he did. Like, and now he's attacking with this instead of a Zoroark. Like, don't be like, you fill your bench in this matchup still. Like, I don't know, your ideal bench is like 4 Zoroarks. Well, probably 3 Zoroarks. Golisopod, Oranguru, and then an open spot if you ever need a Lele for a supporter. And you can always like parallel your city. Like with how much stuff happens in this matchup, you can always parallel city yourself away. And he's going another resource management. Once again, you should just attack here and also some trades. Get some setup. Like evolve that other Zark. If he ends you, then you have that many more trades to like draw into what you need. Here, especially now that he's gone down the route of trying to draw prizes, like going down the route of trying to draw prizes, that means he'll end you eventually, then you'll be fine because you have two. And now this is the thing where I'm saying like don't end WishiWalls or decks like WishiWalls because look at his hand is like literally 2 cards. I don't even know. Oh, there might be a Cynthia. He might be okay, but still. I assume he's got a max push. Not the case. Alright, so he had a Cynthia, but still don't give him like more fuel. Make them refresh their own hand. That takes away their supporter for the turn, which is always important for that deck. There's a blower. No, just attack. This is getting frustrating to watch now. He doesn't caught on that he just wins the game if he just attacks. And the more aggressive you are about attacking and being able to like chain attacks in a row, faster you'll win. Once again, this is why you kind of need a Wimpod is to deal with the circuitry. You need a Wimpod in play just to go on grass. Golisopod, a Wimpod. You can get triple grass on there and GX it even. That's like hard to do. Hey, might gonna get a KO on the Hoopa. Get it. I'd almost like to see him bring up the other Hoopa in this situation. He does have the Guzma. I don't know if he has a way to retreat. He could trade into a way to retreat if he would trade. See him get all right. Double Wimpod. I see sells one in the deck though. It's definitely 3. Maybe there's not though. Maybe he did. Maybe he only plays 2. He just played like the other stuff like the Latios and the Orangaroos. So he's now he's trading. So if he had done that trade before, he could have Guzman up the other Hoopa and just smacked that, which I would have like preferred what he did here, which was KO the Hoopa, because then you know the circuitry's coming active. So and you know his hand is like probably dead because of how he's been drawing or how he's been playing, not drawing. You don't know how he's been drawing, but how he's been playing, you can kind of assume his hand is dead. Yeah, I like the Guzma trade to try and find a retreat option. Guzma up the and puts his cards back in his deck. This one is probably fine, but you should be looking for. I think he has Ultra Ball in hand, so I think he could find a Wimpod. There's an N. That's fine. You don't want everything back in your deck as Ian, because then there are like a bunch of dead cards in there. You still want to thin it out. Like you want to get all the Bridgets out of there, some other stuff. One of the Golisopod lines you don't need. You want to thin it out so you just whatever Boston would end you always draw just gas. So there's no reason to attach that if you're just gonna pass that on. It just allows Boston to go like enhanced hammer. Yeah, you don't attach it if you're not gonna just gonna pass, because then now it allows Boston to go like run enhanced hammer. Both for no reason. Enhanced hammer is an option for Boston. Skylift for Lucamine is gonna be a pass. Yeah, now Ian's just starting to run out of time to win this matchup in time. There's a grass energy. Get a Wimpod, my guy. Attach that to the Wimpod. Trade twice. See what you get. Right. Yeah, Boston's getting a little suspicious of how much energy is attaching. You don't go for the Skull Grunt here. Skull Grunt is so bad here. Lucamine for that and like a Flare Grunt. I don't know. Never running the. Yeah, I don't know. Skull Grunt is so bad here. There has to be something. Like Skyla, I think, is probably better. Goes for the N. I think I would like to see a Cynthia. Like, he didn't get anything super important. I don't think he even got a Lucamine chain going, right? Did he get a Lucamine with that? He maybe did, actually. Oh, yeah, he definitely did. Yeah, so he cuts off the Lucamine chain here, which is okay, I guess. But it's not a huge deal. Yeah, so if you're not pressuring him, it doesn't really matter. You don't ever lose. All right, let's see a trade. Oh, he's got Bridget in hand, so we can see Bridget for a Wimpod next turn. That would be hype. Ooh, the Tina. Anything. Skyla. Lucamine. Yep, here we go. Then you probably lose Lucamine for Skyla Lucamine, so you can have more outs to find a Lucamine if he ends you again. I would assume. Awesome. Like everything else is like back in your deck at this point. Oh, you can't Lucamine yet, but next turn. Draw. Skyla Lucamine. Yep. So now you have more outs to find Lucamine. All right, can we see a Bridget for a Wimpod? Oh my gosh. You just win. How do you think you ever, like, I don't know how he thinks he ever loses. Even if, like, Boston next turn has, like, the Guzma on the Wimpod, you're still fine. Because you have so much stuff left in your deck. Like, you guys have the Guzma, crushing hammerheads on grass if you put a grass on it. And then otherwise, you can just go Guzma up his Hoopa and go back into resource management if you wanted to. There's a grass. Good to see a Wimpod. Come on. You have a Bridget. Oh my god. It would even be fine to like wait until you have the grass, because that like makes it more awkward for Boston, because he can't just like can't remove the energy and do something else about it. So you can still like hit him for 6, treat it with grass CC, and then put all the things back in your deck. Like it's like fine to not do it immediately, but he should be trading Galadios out. Should have had 2 Zorks in play. Once again, even if he planned to play it like this the whole time, he should still have 2 Zorks in play just in case he needs to find stuff ever. One less card out of you. It's one more card out of your deck. That is not when your current game plan is to put everything back in your deck that ever hits your discard pile. Okay. Now he trades? What is he trading for now though? Back in the deck. Then he's gonna have for 6. Yes. But Boston's hand's so big, you need an end now as well, and you don't have that. So if you're gonna hit into this, you have to end to combo with it. Rough. Now he's just going for the handiwork, which would normally be pretty good, but will not work against my man Ian. Put everything back in the deck. Here you go, Bridget. Can we see a win pod? Yes. All right. So maybe he's now catching on to that. He can actually just win game. Hold on. What if I attacked? So I think that might be what we're seeing here. There's a 60 confused, but you don't want a 60 confused here actually, because now this allows the free ace to roll it. You also should have attached the grass, I think, as Ian. Just put it down now. I would have 60 confused there though, actually, because it allows him to do that. I would have waited until I had an end so I could try and KO the Hoopa with an end and then go into KOing this. You still need to draw 6 prizes. You can't just like KO this. You don't do that. Yes, yeah, once again, I would like to see an end comboed with this. All right, nothing. Big old hand. So we have to see counter catcher here from. No, we don't. We want to leave the Hoopa. We want to leave the Glissapod active. That way you can't retreat it. This is actually bad, I think. Yeah, okay, you can't play the Glissapod. Yeah, this is actually bad. I don't like this from Boston at all. Oh, he's got the max potion. Do I still like it? No, you leave the Glissapod active. I can see if he gets choice band, right? Okay, this is fine. Okay, I take it back. All right, so we want to see some trades. Oh, need some trades. What about benching or evolving to another Zorak, and then benching as a root, get a 3rd Zorak out, or playing Cynthia. So many things. Like if we retreat here on attack, that's so good. Trade for find another N. Finding an N here would be so good actually, because in N, if we find N in a way to retreat, if Ian finds N in a way to retreat, we hit in, move this huge ass hand from Boston, put down the other Zorak. I know it's in there. There he is. Put him in play, please. I think it's double puzzle. Finally a double puzzle. Okay. Take Bridget because you could like Bridget first Pokemon. Oh again. Now he has to decide if we want to treat first impression. He's gonna go right to the Rango. I don't know what his flowstone count is, so I don't know. All right, then he's the Cynthia. Should have hit the Cynthia. Like if you're gonna play the Cynthia this turn, you should have just played the last turn immediately, like the first. Also, still has not evolved that other Zorua arc. Now it's become increasingly tilting. Draw his 6 for turn. 6 for Cynthia. What? Okay, yeah. So everything should be fine. He should just draw 7 here, like because it doesn't. No order has changed. So he forgot to draw his Cynthia. There's a float. All right, let's get it. Let's do some first impression. This should have been happening so long ago, though. It's insane. Oh, he went back into a rank room. No, just hit the thing. Trade. Oh, you have an N in hand too. Oh, all right. So he should have just retreated here. Should have played N, gotten rid of Boston's huge hand that he's just been building up this whole time. What did he even get back? Just a Cynthia? Or is it like a Cynthia? Nothing relevant. So yeah, Floatstone. Boom. Go to the Golisopod. N. Get rid of his huge hand. Back at it again. Oh, you got the N now. All right, let's get it. So now you just retreat the Oranguru. First impression. Ideally with the choice band. You could always like put the choice band on after. Yeah, you would. Yeah, because you maybe want to float out anyway. Yeah, you want choice band to be. Might be prize too. Probably on the. Can't imagine anyone would be playing 2 choice band. All right, trade away them. Trade away them. You need more options. You need more options. Yes. All right, evolve to Zorak. Trade away the Ultra Ball. You need more options. You need more options. Jeez. No, it's not. Should have evolved to the other. There should have been two. There should have been three Zoro can play forever ago. Like literally, like years ago. All right, I got it. No need to end. Do not end here. Need to trade first. Trade away the WishiWalls probably. Dead card. We can use Ultra Ball to thin out other cards or trade away the Ultra. But yeah, the Glissapod, we only need one Glissapod on this matchup, I think. Setting up two would be okay, though. You can, like, float between the two. Definitely do not want to end him. Okay, finally the other Zoro comes out. But he should have done that after trading first. Unless he's going to end immediately. Trade away the Glissapod. Now, trade away Choice Band. Yeah. And I don't like the Choice Band attachment, really, actually. There you go. Yeah, I feel like Flagrant, so we'd want to float it, maybe. I don't actually like the Choice Band attachment. We could, like, blow our own float. Or if he plays two float, fly in second float. So I'm not a big fan of the Choice Band attachment there. Just nice to have it. Possible we get stuck. Get double puzzle in there. I don't think he wants to use double puzzle. I think Ian's finally got there on that he wins this game if he attacks. But it's probably too late just because we don't have enough time for him to actually win the game now. Yeah. I also don't know why Boston hasn't been. I guess he's shutting off the goose out. I think isn't gonna. So he does play two float. Once again, I would have rather seen a DCE hit. The float are more important than DCE. I would have liked to see him trade twice, look for a DCE to retreat. Not the float. The floats are actually way better, way more important to have because you can like combo float plus an attachment on one turn. He has DCE in hand. God damn it. Yeah, he should have attached DCE, retreated, traded twice, find puzzle, find options. All right, draw. Tip for 6. Yikes. That's why I almost wanted to leave. I mean, that's why like two close with floats would be sick, actually. He's gonna just go with the retreat. All right. Tip for 60, I think almost. It's a 3-shot, so it's not terrible. Probably. I guess you want the. I really got to get rid of that last hand. Yeah. So I know, but now what's actually happening is Boston's deck is getting so thin. Whatever he wants when he starts getting end. So if Ian had been more aggressive early on, like what I'm saying, like turn 2, start attacking with Zorak into okay, he's going into Hoopas now, Rangaroo. Put enough pressure on him that Ian doesn't get to, or Boston doesn't get on his deck quite the way he's been able to. He had so much time to just deck Boston had. It's like that's what the deck wants. Like you want to take as many turns. That's why you don't want to end them instead of let them cards and so everything. Attack for 60. Like you're not running out of anything anytime soon. You still have all the puzzles in the. I don't think you prize a puzzle. That's always. WishiWalls stuck, chilling. Yeah, so I guess I kind of like that Boston didn't mention anything. Constantly do this play, and that's why I don't like the. That's why I didn't like the choice band attachment either, and I still don't like it. From Ian, because this is gonna happen. Now he can't float it. I would have liked to see him hold the second float as well, instead of playing it down. Now I can go like blower away his own. Trade away the Latios. I want to see 3 Zorks at a ends. Alright, if I had to guess based on how Ian's been playing, you want to get rid of the. Alright, I don't like that. I think that's fine actually. Could have retreated it to the Rangaroo. I almost like the Rangaroo. No, this at this point it doesn't matter. They have 5 minutes. Like no one's winning this game. But yeah, we're just gonna see a grunt. Good to see grunt pass. I don't know what he'd be afraid of. See double puzzle finally here from Ian, and we can hit again. Oh, now he's trading. All right, yeah. See, now I think he's getting the hang of how the matchup can go. Should see grass float probably. The float's pretty cool here. Float's pretty important. All right, that's also like okay. See, off from Austin. Kylan Max Potion looks like it's his best option. Take a turn off, then play the end, then look for a way to reset the Zerk. Ready to go. Yeah, that's and they're gonna tie. So yeah, I mean, Ian, I think should have just won this if he had just played more aggressive. It's still possible it goes to a tie either way, just because the matchup is so slow, and takes forever. But I think Ian would have won. He just been aggressive early. It's still possible Boston can end up setting up some kind of loop. I don't know all the possible. There are quite a few. They're really annoying. I don't understand that play. I think he wants him to KO it actually. Otherwise, that play kind of just makes. I think actually Boston wanted him to take it again. I don't know why though. Could have just played the end last turn and like found a max potion. It goes for like the goose. That play was actually really weird from like really unnecessary from Boston. So he Guzma's up a Zork, knowing that it can retreat and then get first impression, and then he'll get first impression knockout. But he could just pass with Glisspot active, and Glisspot never KOs, so he could just play N and find a way to heal it. Yeah, so that play was really weird. Boston. He's ending Ian to a smaller hand, but he's never ending himself into less cards. Like if he's trying to avoid decking out, but that's not even a thing he's trying to avoid. Yeah, I don't. That the play just gave Ian 2 prizes. It made it easier for Ian to potentially win. All that happened. See if the hoop comes down. There he is. Yes. We can get an armor press now here from Ian. Right into the armor press, my god. Grades up. Should have had 3. At some point, like, once again, like his first Bridget should have been probably triple Zero in play plus a win pod in play. See a max potion. He could grab Ace Arola here if he's not afraid of the armor press. Grab puzzle. So double puzzle for max potions. Once again, like this is like you've been more aggressive. Boston just starts to run out of resources. You never run out of resources because you have a Rangaroo if you play it right. And then what happens is I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like the counter catcher play here. He's got so many things left to retreat. It's like he wants to give him the game almost. I don't understand. Let him do more damage on the first impression. So he's just gonna go back into a Rangaroo. I think he has double puzzle. Maybe this isn't terrible. There's a DCE for sure. A DC double puzzle. Okay, it's not terrible. Yeah, there's no way this game ends. There's no way for Ian to draw 3 prizes. No way for Boston to deck out. Ian, gonna be a tie. I mean, I've said it a lot throughout this commentary, but I think I'll reiterate it one more time. Ian should have won this game. All he had to do was be more aggressive early on. Just hit with Zork. You had a 0 in your active, Vault to Zork, DC attack the Wishy. Set up a bunch of Zorks, trade a bunch, get everything you need for every single turn, every time throughout the game. Always trying to run out of resources. Maybe looking at an awkward spot. Oh, okay, go into a Rangaroo for the turn. End him and go into a Rangaroo. Yeah. I think at the end, Ian was starting to catch on to that he could win. Early on, he just thought he was playing for a tie when he went DC to Zoro retreat to a Rangaroo after he bridged it only for a Rangaroo pass. Then he started to catch on a little bit. It took him forever to put the second Zoroark in play, though, even though when it seemed like he knew he could attack, like, why not just put the second Zoroark? You're never getting decked out by Boston if you have that big of a deck and you're using that much resource management. Put the second Zoroark in play. Get that extra draw off the ends. Get that extra draw right now. Draw what you need. Whenever he hits you with an enhanced hammer or a Goomba stall, an extra trade to try to get that second floats, to get a float stone, get an energy, like everything. So very poorly played by Ian. I don't have as much a comment on Boston's side. I barely even said anything about his play. His deck is pretty straightforward. He seems to know what he's doing. I've never really played that deck before, so it's harder for me to commentate on it. I played a lot of ZoroPod. Comment on that, and I just know how Rangaroo interacts with decks. It seemed to be pretty. It seemed to be like pretty much perfectly played from Boston. Once again, like I don't have a ton of experience with the deck, but what he was doing, seems to know what his deck does. Usually, when people play those decks, they let him for a while. Yeah, pretty clean from Boston. Very poorly played from me. Very poorly played. But he learned. Hopefully, he learned something from that matchup and knows that Rangaroo just beats Boston's deck. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for round 12. I'll be back with there's another round 12, so I'll be back with second round 12, and I'll be back with round 13. Maybe there's 2 round 13s. I have to check, and I have to see what that looks soon. If you did like the video, give it a like. If you enjoy the content I'm putting, subscribe. If you have any constructive criticism on how I'm commentating, what you want to hear more of, what you want to hear less of, Put a comment in the comment section down below. Follow me on Twitter, like my Facebook page. They're available to be liked and followed. Definitely check out my live stream. PTCGO, usually sometimes some other stuff, but generally just PTCGO. Also, links for all that in the description down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.